Welcome back everybody, Kaiser here. Today we're going to be talking about the new SH Figuarts release Yamato from the One Piece series. When it comes to the overall box design, Yamato's box share a very similar structure as all of the other One Piece boxes of the same line. Right here at the bottom, if you guys can see, it says the SH Figuarts logo alongside his name saying Yamato. On the front, just like all of the other boxes, it has a beautiful picture of the figure. And at the top, you can see that the color palette that they chose for the overall box being aqua green, which represents this character very nicely, I would say, since the highlights of his color, of his hair color, is green as well. So on the right hand side, you can see a more defined picture of the different face plates in different poses, alongside with the new alternative Luffy face right here, which I think is awesome, as all the other figures are included in as well. On the back, you see a full body picture of the figure, which is the same pose as the one at the front, but in all of its glory, if you will. Once again, all the faceplates are right here with the new included Luffy face as bonus. You see a lot of Japanese writing right here, which I have no idea what it says since I don't speak Japanese, and this figure was imported. On the side right here, it says his name, Yamato, and a figure in a fighting pose. But overall, I'll say this box right here is pretty much as beautiful as all of the other boxes, which I'm going to pick it up right now so you guys can see. So for those of you that enjoy the box size comparisons, I'm going to do one for you right now really quickly. Here's how the Luffy box looks in comparison to the Yamato's box. They are about the same width, but the Yamato's box is 2 inches taller, I would say, than the Luffy one. Side by side, this is how they look. So the Yamato box is a lot thicker and a lot taller, and because it's a lot taller, I was able to realize something that I failed to realize with all of the other boxes, is that the picture that they chose for the side panel is that of the IRL world map and not the One Piece one. So this to me, I'm Brazilian, and this to me looks exactly like South America. Up here looks like North America, and in the middle looks like Central America. So it seems like all of the figures on their box art will have the world map as the design choice, which I think is really interesting. And I wonder if with every subsequent figure, like for example Kaido, Law, and Kid, if there would be a different section of the world map, or if it would just basically be the same, and basically depending on the size of the box, you will see more or you will see less of this picture right here. But only time will tell. Nevertheless, this is how the overall box looks, and then I'm gonna do like I always do. I'm gonna open it up and give you guys my thought on the figure. I don't know what to say. I'm literally at a loss for words. I don't know what happened at Bandai. I don't know what happened at Tamashii Nations. I don't know what happened at Figuarts. I don't know if the engineering team changed, if the design team changed, or if the art team has changed. But this figure right here is the best One Piece line figure, looks-wise, I have ever seen in my life. And listen to what I'm going to say. Listen carefully. This might be the best looking SH Figuarts figure I have ever put my hands on in a very long time. This figure's looks alone makes me just completely forget about all of the other issues, even articulation issues I've seen on all of the other One Piece figures, whether it be Luffy or whether it be Zoro. But I'm going to show you why. If you look at the kimono design, right here at the bottom of the kimono, at the skirt section, look at the sculpture detail. Every curve is shaded with like a black wash that makes it look like cloth. Not only that, if you look at the top of the kimono, every little detail is well painted. There's no smudges or anything like that. The contour of the breast section is painted also in a black shade so you can see the size of it and everything. His hair, the color of his highlights looks exactly like the anime. Look at how well painted the horns are as well. The little pegs holding his hair together are very well painted and very well designed as well. And the shading throughout the hair and the colors that they chose are so vibrant and so beautiful that I can even put into words. The ribbon, the sculpture details of every rivet, you can feel it on your fingers. It looks amazing. Up to her color of, not her, excuse me, of his body. Normally, SH Figuarts have problems with chest color versus arm color versus face color, but this one throughout looks really, really amazing. Taking a closer look at the eyes, look at how well painted this is. The earrings also. There's a little smudge right there, but it's so tiny you can barely see it. If you look at his sandals, it's very basic, but at the same time, it looks so well. The overall design of this figure looks amazing. It truly does. This really took me off guard. Oh, right here as well, I almost forgot. The side of the kimono, you can see a detail of the leg as well, and this little part right here holding everything together. This figure overall looks wonderful. Like I said, I'm at a loss for words right now because all we've been getting from SH Figuarts on the One Piece line it's failure upon failure upon failure. But this right here is going to shut me up completely. And this makes it the price so much worth it. And now we're going to jump into the articulation, and you guys going to see what I'm really talking about. Jumping straight into the articulation, here we have Yamato. You can move his arm up here without a problem, more than horizontal, very easily. The ribbon, I'm going to get it over with. You can move it. It's on a ball peg. You can put it any way you want to. You can get it out of the way. It's perfect. The hair is on a hinge and a ball peg, so you can flip it around, put it into any pose you want to. This part is on a peg as well, which you can move it around, put it to the side and everything. She can look down about this far, or he can look down about this far, and look up. If I put this forward, about this far, given how the hair is and the rest of the body, which is not perfect, but it does the job perfectly well. I'm not going to complain about something like this. And then now, you don't know if you remember with Zoro, he could not put his arm forward to save his life to hold the weapon in both hands. But Yamato has no issues of that nature. He can move his shoulder on the ball peg like so. He also has a bicep swivel, and his arms has way more than a 90-degree bend to it. But right here, what I mentioned, if you finagle the ball peg, he can definitely put both of his hands across his arm, because if you do it normally, this is as much range as he have. But like I said, since you can move the shoulder joint on the ball peg, you can get it into different positions. So if you give me a second, I'll show you what I mean by that. You just gotta play with it enough. So see, I already got one of the arms to cross completely, and I will do so with the other one also. So just give me a second to play around with the peg. And here we go. This one is not fully like the other one, but it does its job. There we go. The arms can easily cross to hold Yamato's club in both hands. This right here is what Zoro needed badly, and they were able to fix it, and I couldn't be happier. Now, the waist mobility, amazing. Move his whole body to the left, move his whole body to the right. Do you see how amazing this looks for a Figuarts figure? And not only that, how well the figure looks and everything, like aesthetic wise, to have articulation like this. This makes me so happy. Sorry, I just had to mention it. And he can look down this far. He has a neck joint as well. The only main issue is looking up, but even then, it's not that bad of an issue, like I said. He has a little bit of a crunch forward. Oh my god, I didn't even notice this. Look at how far back Yamato can lean. It completely voids the need to use his neck to move backwards to look up. Look at this lean backwards. Oh my god. I am so happy right now. And he leans forward about this much without a problem. So moving the arm away and moving the ribbon away, let's look at the leg. This plastic is really hard, but what they did was they split it into 4 parts. Look at this, man. Look at this. Doesn't this make you guys happy? And then this part right here, this front part and the back part, is a soft plastic. So nothing hinders the leg. Nothing at all hinders the leg. So I'm going to move it out right now. Yamato cannot do the splits, but this is as far as the leg goes, which is basically all you need. And then knee, about 90 degrees, no problem. Oh, more than 90 actually. Is because like this was in the way. It goes more than 90 degrees, but the knees are a little bit ugly, but it doesn't really matter because it's going to be covered anyway. He has a thigh swivel right here. Oh, I just popped the leg. Just give me a second. I'm going to pop it back in. Okay, it's popped back in. It goes forward. Holy cow. Look at how far forward this leg goes. It goes at an angle, but it doesn't really matter. And it goes backwards about this much as well. So it goes forward about this much and backwards about this much. Look at this range. This range is amazing. Holy. And as I mentioned, it has thigh swivel on both legs, no problem. Now when it comes to the foot, it has the same thing as Luffy, which I find aesthetically is very pleasing. Whenever it moves the toe joint forward, the whole sandal comes forward, and whenever you move it back, the sandal comes back into place. It goes all the way back on the ankle hinge, and it goes all the way forward. Does it have a pivot? Let me see. Well, it doesn't seem to have a pivot. It's very minimal, if even. I don't think Yamato has a pivot. It probably doesn't. I won't force it because I feel like I will break it if I keep on forcing it. But overall, this articulation, as stated before, it's damn near amazing for how the figure looks. And like I said, with all of this clothing that I've mentioned before, and given the repertoire of the line with the Zoro problems, with the Luffy problems, you wouldn't think that Yamato would be able to do all of this. And he does with flying colors. The only major problem, as you can see, is the sandals, that it's really hard to get him to stand up properly. But guess what? I will talk about it in accessories, but they include a fucking stand. Do you know how happy this makes me feel? This figure is damn near perfect. But I'll get into the accessories, and I'll let you guys know what she comes with. Well, excuse me, what he comes with, and he comes with a lot. When it comes to the overall accessories, Yamato has basically everything you need to put him into any pose and make any facial expression you would want to. And that's because it comes with 5 different facial expressions, plus 1 facial expression for Luffy, and 8 different pairs of hands, so 16 hands in total. When it comes to the different faceplates, it has this smile face that is basically the standard face of Yamato whenever he is in any position in any part of the anime. He also has this alarmed happy face when he realizes that Luffy is Ace's brother. He has this attacking yelling face right here. And he also has this side-eye grin face. And he has the neutral face he comes off of the package with. And for the Luffy added face, it's this one right here, Smiling Luffy, which is, I think, a perfect addition. When it comes to the hands, it has 3 different hands to hold on to the staff or / club that Yamato comes with. It has this wider grip hand. It has this close grip hand, and it also has this extra wide grip hand. And then I'm just gonna show this right now. It's basically to hold on to the club in any position that he wants to. So the higher you go and the higher you want him to hold on to the club at, he has different hand grips that you have to use. So the wider at the top, and as you go lower, you put the tighter grip to hold on to the club. And then talking about the club, as I'm right here already, it looks really nice. It looks really beat up, like a beat up metal, which is basically how it looks throughout the anime during Wano. So I respect that. It's very similar, I think, to the one Kaido will have. So we'll see when it comes to that. For the other pairs of hands, he has this wider grip hand, which is basically like a hand, I think, that you put it on the floor, like this, or holding on to something or someone. He also has this relaxed hand right here, which I think it's used to put on the top of the club like so. He also has this stylistic open palm hand. And he has this, which I think is really nice, a praying hand. And finally, he has the closed fist hand, which it comes out of the box with. And lastly, the last accessory, as I showed before, is this stand right here. And this part of the stand is used to hold on to this back part of the ribbon. You just gotta make sure it's sat well and holding on to Yamato so it can hold it in a standing position well enough. So that's it for the accessories. I'm gonna put it into a pose and I'll be back soon. Hey guys, as my final thoughts come to an end, I have to say that this figure for me, if I had to give it a rating, is a 10 out of 10. I normally don't enjoy doing that since everybody has a different of opinion and mine might not be the same one as yours. But if I had to put a rate on it, it's easily a 10 out of 10. The aesthetics, the articulation, and the accessories give this figure an overall look that it can't be matched by many SH Figuarts that were released in recent memory. To be honest, when it comes to the One Piece line, if all figures turn out to be like Yamato, bro, this line would probably be one of, if not the best line SH Figuarts have to offer. It might even come to match the Dragon Ball Z line later on down the line. But I'll have to say, once again, if all the figures from now on, Law, Kaido, and Kid turn out to be as good as Yamato, this line will be like the Jujutsu line, it will be like the Naruto line, and the Dragon Ball Z line, finally. Because all we were getting were subpar figures for the price that we were paying. I put Yamato in a similar pose to that of the box, but in a more leaning position, to just show you how much her leg articulation can take and how much the skirt of the kimono spreads apart. He's completely leaning right now, which I think it's awesome. As you can see, look, if you look underneath, all of the legs are being used right now, and he's leaning perfectly fine, and there's no stand, so he can hold himself fairly well, even though he's wearing the sandals. But like I said before, I'm really surprised at how Figuarts turned this figure around, and I hope this marks the moment that the One Piece line gets turned like into one of the best lines Figuarts have to offer. And please, if you don't have Yamato, buy, support it. This is the moment to show that we are ready to buy as many One Piece figures as we can. And Zoro, Luffy, and all of the older figures were just a fluke, and from now on, every single figure that are going to come out is going to end up looking like Yamato does. Feeling, looking, and the articulation like Yamato. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to ask. And let's all pray that that's the case. I recommend this figure to basically anyone. If you're an anime fan, grab this figure. If you're just a collector, grab this figure. If you're a One Piece fan, why don't you have this figure on pre-order already? I'm not sure if you can buy Yamato and Amy anymore. It's probably out of stock, but otherwise you can look at websites like Mandarake if you want to get it sooner. Or if not, you can just wait for 3 months until it gets released on Amazon and other domestic websites like Big Bad Toy Stores and so on and so forth. Anyway, this ends up my Yamato review. If you have any questions, please feel free to write it in the comments. I will answer all of them. And with that being said, Arta signing out, and I hope to see you guys soon enough again. See ya!